Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesday, November 29th, 2016. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. The Democratic Party chairman, Basha, is asking the Prime Minister to immediately amend the vetting law, respecting the constitutional provisions and without waiting for the Constitutional Court's decision. The DP chairman expressed readiness to discuss the constitutional aspects of the law together with the majority as soon as possible. Earlier today, during a press conference, the Minister of Integration declared that the government is willing to sit with the opposition and discuss a solution for implementing the vetting law. The minister declared that the date the vetting law is enacted is when the negotiations can commence. The vetting law is a fundamental condition to open the negotiations for Albania's membership into the EU. We are ready to talk with the opposition and implement the law as soon as possible. The European Council will decide to open negotiations with Albania once the vetting law is implemented, after the judicial reform is implemented, and once the results are seen. We will wait for the Venice Commission's opinion on the vetting law, which will arrive in the first days of December, and after, we are willing to discuss finding a solution to implement the vetting law as soon as possible, declared the Minister of Integration. According to the minister, the Prime Minister's visit to Germany was successful, and the European Council's December report is the will of the European Union member countries. We should keep a steady process, predictable and without surprises, focusing on implementing the vetting law and the 5 crucial priorities in order to have a report in function of opening negotiations, added the Minister of Integration. When asked about the upcoming parliamentary elections, the Minister of Integration said that they are not a condition for beginning the negotiations, but a criterion to meet as an indicator of the functioning of our democracy. Meanwhile, the Constitution says that the assessment of judges and prosecutors is made by the Independent Qualification Commission, and that the Appellate College of the Constitutional Court will review any complaints the judges or prosecutors who are subject to the assessment may have. According to the Constitution, during a 9-year transitory period, the Constitutional Court will function with 2 colleges, and that the Appellate College and the Commission of Qualification should be independent and unbiased. The annual conference of the foreign ministers of the Western Balkans and the Visegrad countries was held in Warsaw today. The Visegrad, or V4 countries, are the Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, and Slovakia. Albania's Minister of Foreign Affairs participated in the meeting, which was attended by Federica Mogherini, the High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, along with the Italian Undersecretary of State and the Ministers of Foreign Affairs for Romania, Slovenia, and Croatia. Besides strengthening cooperation between the regions, the discussions were focused on the progress of the EU enlargement process, not only as a technical process, but also as an instrument in dealing with Europe's security challenges. Because of this, the V4 countries reaffirmed readiness to support an accelerated integration of the Western Balkan countries. More specifically, the V4 countries welcomed the European Commission's recommendation to open accession negotiations with Albania and expressed support for beginning the negotiations as soon as possible. They praised Albania's progress thus far, especially the adoption of the judicial reform. The group also urged the EU Council to clearly reflect this progress in December's conclusions. Focusing on Albania's integration, our foreign minister commended the extremely important role of the V4 countries and their continued support. In his speech, the minister emphasized the importance of continuing the enlargement agenda as an essential element for our region and also for the EU. Briefing on the ongoing progress for implementing the reforms, the minister stressed that the vetting law is crucial for the accession negotiations to begin with the European Union. Albania's Liberation Day, which is supposed to unite Albanian people, was again celebrated on 2 different days by Albania's political parties. As the Democrats celebrated yesterday, today was the Socialists' turn to celebrate. Prime Minister Edi Rama and the Assembly Speaker, together with other state officials, participated in a ceremony organized to honor those who gave their lives for the country's independence. They first paid homage at the Martyrs Cemetery, putting wreaths on their tombs. Afterwards, they attended a ceremony organized to honor those who died in the war against fascists. The Assembly Speaker and the Prime Minister dedicated the country's European path to Albania's liberation. We are here to remember those who sacrificed their lives for a free, democratic, and European Albania. The EC recommendation to undertake the reforms and open negotiations is a sign of the progress we have made. I am convinced that if we continue as we are, we will further fulfill the ideals of those who sacrificed, declared the Assembly Speaker. During his speech, the Prime Minister thanked Germany for supporting Albania's integration and again accused the opposition of blocking the integration process. The opposition has established a wall by blocking the vetting law, hindering our ability to immediately open negotiations. I want to call on the Democratic Party to stop blocking the only condition we have to begin the negotiations. This is unacceptable. It is against Albania's future. The law guarantees the cleaning of the corrupt from the justice system. Albanians should be united against the corrupt, declared the Prime Minister, who finished by expressing his pride in what the government has achieved in 3 years. Reconstruction of Tirana's small ring road has finished. The mayor inaugurated the completely reconstructed road and declared it to be a high-quality road. This is a road that offers more space for vehicles. It has 4 lanes, 2 of which are dedicated for bicycles, and has enough space for pedestrians, said the mayor. He added that people should begin to change the way they think of travel in the city, that they should use their vehicles only for long distances to avoid creating road traffic. The mayor announced that Tirana's urban plan has been finished and that City Hall will adopt it in the next meeting of the City Council. The project for the small ring road started in June, with a part of the road being finished in July and the road being completely reconstructed by November. Work for the reconstruction of Skanderbeg Square continues and is predicted to be completed by June 2017. Wizz Air, the Hungarian low-cost flight company, will begin direct flights between Budapest and Tirana starting next April. The Minister of Transport went to Hungary, where he signed a memorandum with the Hungarian Minister of National Development. The 2 ministers highlighted that the airline will reduce flight ticket prices, thereby increasing opportunities for trade exchange between our 2 countries. I think this is an important step to re-establishing communications and offering another service to citizens with lower prices and higher quality. By establishing a direct flight between Albania and Hungary, the level of exchanges will be significantly increased, declared the Albanian Minister of Transport. The Hungarian Minister of National Development called the agreement historic, as it was finally signed after 2 years, declaring that Hungary is interested in investing in Albania, especially in the maritime and railway sectors. During the meeting, Albania's Minister of Transport commented on the Kukës airport, saying that Albania is making it a priority and invited Wizz Air to consider operating from this airport. The Democratic Party chairman held a meeting today with DP groups and the citizens of Permet, inviting them to commit to enlarging the Democratic Party. Also, the DP chairman called on the DP structures to stay close to the people and listen to their problems. The DP chairman promised he will build a better Albania, one that offers more opportunities to its citizens. Mr. Basha also said that he will create a government which comes to the help of its citizens. According to the DP chairman, those who do not think of people's problems when they come into power are not in the Democratic Party's model. The DP chairman also assured the farmers that his program for agriculture predicts real subventions, which will be distributed based on a farmer's work and their production. Mr. Basha promised that in the first year of his governance, he predicts a €100 million fund for agriculture. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.